The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The Jets held another OTA earlier today. The media was not allowed there. It was only for exclusive season ticket holders. But guess what? They watch this show, so we'll tell you exactly what happened at OTAs. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Let's go. Helmets on.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. Hit the like button. Welcome in. If you are an Asmaniac, you will notice that if you've been an Asmaniac for longer than 6 months, there is a new logo next to your name. We also have the new Scott hair emoji in honor of Scott's tremendous calls chasing ducks in the park. We brought that one back for all the Asmaniacs out there. Shout out the Jetpack. Our first super chat before we even get rolling. Jake.Asman. Jetpack, where you been? This used to be a staple of the program. Good to have you back in the mix. So the Jets held a practice earlier today, another OTA. There's 10 in total. I believe by my count, this is now the third one that they have had. There was only one that was open to the media this week. The one earlier today was only for season ticket holders. Good thing my guest, Brandyn, his dad is a season ticket holder, and Brandyn Pokrass joins us now. He covers the Jets for JetsXFactor.com. Brandyn, appreciate you coming on, my man.
Absolutely. Honored to be on the show. Really excited to talk all things Jets OTA.
So you were actually on the show this morning, technically. We had a listener named Nate who was filming, the behind the scenes of like the Jets stretching, calling into the show, showing us Fireman Ed, showing us Sack Exchange and Kenny from Staten Island. And you happen to be one of the fans he just panned the camera to. And they're like, oh, I'm on with Jake Asman. And you and your dad both knew who I was. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
So, all right, let's kind of get into what you saw today. I was reading some of your tweets. You did a great job on your Twitter account kind of covering some of the top plays. So let's kind of start with some big picture stuff. What did you notice watching the Jets practice today?
I mean, you can't notice anything during the practice outside of Aaron Rodgers, the Jets quarterback finally back in action after the horrible Achilles tear last season, right? That connection with Garrett Wilson. It's only been a few practices. I know it's in shorts, but they are working so hard to reestablish where it was last season. And quite frankly, it looks just as good. You could see right before practice, Robert Saleh talking to Garrett Wilson, making a concerted effort to just get something through to him. And then he was talking to Rodgers. And I would go out on a limb and say Saleh's emphasizing the point that he wants Rodgers and Wilson to be on such a good page with each other before even training camp starts, to the point where it's like the mind meld he had with Devontae Adams, where Rodgers knows exactly where Wilson's going to be, and Wilson knows exactly when Rodgers is going to throw the ball. And it looks like it's already getting to that point. I mean, one of the biggest plays of the entire day was a deep pass Rodgers threw down the sideline. He underthrew it by probably about 4 or 5 yards. Wilson had enough separation where he was able to just throttle down, make the catch, and still have a chunk play. Wilson had another sick move. I forget who was covering him. He hit a double route and had like 5 yards of separation on each side of him after it. He had like 2 other comeback routes where he was creating separation, even though it wasn't the biggest amount. The type of quarterback that Rodgers is, he's able to fit that ball in the window. He's able to convert those plays. It's telling me that they're working so hard to establish that connection that when the lights are on, when it is week one, when it is live game action, they're going to be so in sync with each other that they're both going to have great seasons because of each other. That's really the idea that I'm getting already.
So Brandon, I pulled up your Twitter account where your quick thoughts from practice. I'm just going to read them for those who maybe are blind and can't see because the print's a little small. Rodgers to Wilson. Connection looks very, very strong already. Excited to watch it all summer. Braylon Allen was impressive. Had a long run and showed solid hands when targeted. Isaiah Davis showed some nice bursts too. Tyrod missed on a few deep balls, but was very methodical underneath and in the middle of the field. Defense rebounded nicely in the second half of practice. Michael Clemens had a sack, and the defensive line forced some pressure. Very balanced battle without pads. DJ Reed had a few breakups in coverage. JBC, that's Jared Bernard Converse, had a great breakup on a deep ball against Conklin. And Stiggers looked good in coverage when targeted. I want to talk about the rookies because I know they spent some time with you guys as season ticket holders afterwards. Sounds like it was a pretty impressive day for the Jet rookie class.
Yeah, to start with Braylon Allen, right? We all know the type of physique he has, the type of running style that he brings to the table. The Jets evidently shifting towards a more downhill power style approach, bring in Braylon Allen as someone that can fit that mold. I was really surprised seeing in person how soft his hands were and the fact that the Jets are already lining him up with some reps out wide and he didn't look out of place. And when Rodgers or Tyrod are throwing him the ball, he's making those types of moves as a pass catcher where you're like, oh, this isn't something that's completely unnatural to him. Like he has some level of comfortability. So it puts the idea into my head. And I think a lot of Jets fans should be on the lookout that there's a possibility that even when Breece Hall needs a break, this offense isn't falling off in terms of the running game or the passing game. And that goes for the fact that Allen showing those soft hands and having the pass blocking ability. It just makes the Jets offense that much more deep in the sense of where in the past few years when Breece would go down, the entire offense in terms of the running game would fall apart. Yep. Now, if Allen becomes the player that I think he can be, and I think he will eventually be, now you're not having the fall off. Now you're able to stay balanced. As for Davis, staying on the offensive side of the ball, he looks shifty. He looks athletic. And he's another type of guy where that downhill style, you can see it's evident. You can see that he's putting the foot in the ground and hitting the hole immediately. I talked about it in one of my past articles. I'm really interested to see what happens with Izzy because while Braylon Allen and Davis are getting these reps alongside Rodgers, Izzy didn't. Izzy did not get any reps alongside Rodgers. He wasn't working in with that first team offense to any extent. And it shows that I think for whatever reason, the coaching staff isn't as high on him, whether it's because not grasping the offense or not playing to the style of football that they want. It's one of those position groups where I'm really keeping an eye on it because if you have two rookies behind Breece that are flashing, you're not carrying 4 running backs. And I think Davis is a much better specials teamer in terms of all-around impact than Izzy. So I think that might even give him the edge.
It's interesting insight there that you got today from being out there about the rookie running backs maybe being ahead potentially of Izzy Abanikanda, despite Izzy going into year 2. All right, couple tweets from you that we got to address. You tweeted, Rodgers faces some pressure on the last series, but ended it with a nice strike to Lazard. Good throw in traffic, nice sliding catch. Next tweet, in the move the ball period, Rodgers finds Lazard on a slant for a big chunk play. He then finds Wilson on another quick slant, followed by a misfired back shoulder throw. Rodgers finished with a quick slant to Conklin, but had a 10-second runoff due to a penalty. He then tried a deep ball to him that just missed. Great coverage by JBC on the play. We'll talk about JBC in a moment because that's a couple times now that apparently he flashed today. But Allen Lazard showing a pulse. Am I wrong? What did you see from Lazard today?
It was weird. I didn't expect it. The crowd had kind of like a hush around it when they realized, oh, is this actually Allen Lazard? But he looked much more crisp in his route. He showed better hands than I think he's shown all last season. And he showed some burst. So it's like, Obviously, without Mike Williams there, they're working Malachi Corley into the offense. You have a lot of Xavier Gibson on the outside with Garrett Wilson and a lot of Lazard mixed in as like a big slot. If you can get anything out of Lazard as a depth option and just hope that Rodgers can bring him at least to have a pulse compared to what we saw last season, that's an asset. That's at least a red zone weapon. That's at least maybe if he doesn't have the explosiveness, a third down guy where if he's going to show sure hands, he can convert. Obviously, it's OTAs. It's not contact. We're going to see how that actually looks when we get to training camp and he's dealing with cornerbacks and pads and safeties and pads. How does the separation look there? But it was kind of eye-opening to me to see him even show that level of burst and that level of separation when he looked completely washed last season. So that could be something where it's a bit of a surprise for the Jets offense. And Lazard actually isn't a complete zero on offense.
Good breakdown there. All right, JBC, Jared Bernard Converse. Is he making plays? Is he a name that maybe we Jet fans need to pay more attention to with him going into year 2? Is he the next, I don't know, is he the next, who's the Jason Pinnock, the safety they developed and then ultimately they cut him, he goes to the Giants, he's a nice player. Am I reading too much into it? What did you see today?
I don't want to say you're reading too much into it because that last play, it was the 10-second runoff. They're doing the basically 2-minute drill, but trying to get in field goal range with, I think they start with a minute or so, minute 30 on the clock. And Rodgers is taking that deep shot to Conklin. JBC stayed with him the entire time, stayed in the pocket, and was able to make a sick play in coverage. And the Jets have had a history of this, right? As you mentioned, Jason Pinnock, Tony Adams, right? Their development has always had the issues on the offensive side of the ball. But on defense, whether it's the safety position, whether it's Quincy Williams at linebacker, whether it's the edge rushers, you've seen growth year over year from these players. And I think JBC is an interesting one because that's a guy that could have versatility. He could rotate between corner and safety. And if you're getting him to take that next step forward, if he's already able to make plays against a guy like Tyler Conklin, I think that can be exciting, right? Jets fans have a tendency to, reserve hope and not be as excited about players if they're not showing something right away. But the biggest thing I've learned from watching all sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, development isn't linear. There's guys that might take a bit longer. There's guys that might skyrocket up and then slow down, then shoot back up again. JBC could be that guy that, if you remember, during his entire draft process, he was injured. He didn't have a chance to fully get his legs underneath him heading into the NFL. And he was healthy midway through the season. I mean, imagine trying to pick up a playbook while you're recovering. It's very difficult. It's why you could look at a guy like Jordan Travis as someone that might go through something similar. Having that full year in an NFL development system, a full year to learn the playbook, full year to adjust to that style of play, I think it's very, very feasible that you see JBC take a step over the summer.
Brandon's joining us, jetsxfactor.com, where you can read his work. He was at this season ticket holder practice that was not open for the media. So Brandon, because he is in the media and also a season ticket holder, we had him on the show to break it down. So what else really stood out today? I mean, it doesn't even have to be necessarily anything you saw on the field. I mean, how was the interactions with the rookie class? I saw they came over after the practice and said hello to a lot of the season ticket holders. Kind of take us through that and anything else behind the scenes that was interesting today. Yeah,
it was a very calm environment. I would say that was contributed to by the fact that it was a torrential downpour probably 2 hours before practice started. It was a very Florida-ish weather where you're having the downpours and then it's all of a sudden it's sunny and 80 degrees out of nowhere. I like to think we're in New Jersey, but I'm not so sure anymore. The rookie class was great. All the guys came over having conversations with the fans, signing everything, saying hi to the little kids that were over there. It was a really cool and calm environment where you could tell they were comfortable, but you could also tell that, it's more of that OTA environment where it's a lot more on the learning base. It's not as high pressure. It's not this, I'm competing to save my job right now. And obviously there's always the competition aspect, but that's more intense in training camp. And you see that. There was a little bit of a flare-up on the offensive line, defensive line. We've seen that before with practices. Wes Schweitzer, of course, in the middle of it once again. But it was it was a very nice practice to see what that first step or the first few steps for that rookie class is going to look like and how it's mixing in with the rest of the Jets as a whole. And obviously, there's guys that aren't there. Sauce wasn't there today. Brees wasn't there today. Reddick wasn't there today. These are optional practices. I'm personally very excited to see how this rookie class, which I think could be pretty good, mixes in with the full totality of the star players and veterans that the Jets have, because I think it's going to be pretty cool to watch.
Any interactions with the coaching staff, with the fans?
Yeah, so there was a little kid right next to us where I think it was Tony Oden, the defensive backs coach. He came over and had a catch. Kid had a great arm. Very small kid, probably 4 or 5. He was throwing a great football for how small his hands were compared to an NFL ball. But that was really the only coach interaction that happened. Otherwise, very locked in. I mentioned at the top of the show, Saleh was very, very involved with Rodgers and Garrett Wilson today. It looked like he was stressing the point of working on something between those two. And it definitely paid off during practice. Those two showed the mind meld connection that I think we're going to see in the regular season. But it kind of speaks to that point of he really is taking on more of that overall head coach role. He's not just buried with the defense on one side of the field and letting, whether it was LaFleur or Hackett, run everything. He's actively wandering. He's actively talking to the offensive guys. He's actively watching the individual drills of the offense. And look, we don't know what those results are going to be in the future, but I think that's a really good sign to see that there is an active change from Saleh in being a head coach, where he is taking on that more CEO type role and ensuring that, hey, I got to make sure my entire team gets the attention, not just one unit.
If you're watching live and you have a question, anything Jet related for Brandyn, who was at the practice today, write it in. Super Chats will, in fact, cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by my official men's grooming company, baby, Copper John's Beard Company. Folks, I've been talking about Copper John's for almost a year. You see my beard? See how nice it looks? See how clean it looks? That's because I use Copper John's beard products. I use the beard oil every day. I use the beard balm. I use the aftershave after I shave. CopperJohnsBeard.com. Get yourself any of their products, 20% off when you use code Jake20. In fact, right here, I'll show you the casing right here. This is the beard oil that I cannot recommend enough, the fine beard or oil, I should say, from Copper John's. Super easy. You take it out, you open it, right? First off, look how sweet the logo is in person. Unreal. You put some right here, all right? Then you rub it on your skin. It's that easy. All right. Also, the best part about Copper John's, besides the fact the product is great, the owner of the company, Tyson Allrad, diehard Jets fan. So if you support Copper John's, you're supporting a local family-owned, Jet fan-owned business. CopperJohns.com or CopperJohnsBeard.com, excuse me. You see it on the screen. It's linked in the description. Promo code Jake20. Get 20% off. Folks, I'm telling you, all the listeners who have used Copper John's, they all love it. Check it out. If you got a beard and you're not using Copper John's beard products, your beard's ugly. How about that? Just kidding. But it's not as nice as it could be if you were actually using Copper John's beard products. All right, let's get back to the conversation right now with Brandyn, who's nice enough to join us. So Fireman Ed was there. Was he wearing the hat at all, the helmet at all the entire time, or was he trying to be incognito? We did get him on the show briefly this morning.
I think he was trying to be more incognito. I didn't see the helmet. I might have not been paying attention to him the whole time. I was very locked in on trying to get as much out of the practice as possible. But like I said, it was more of that low-key environment. Like, it wasn't compared to training camp, right? It wasn't this high octane, everyone's hyped up because, we still got a long time until the season. Everyone's still getting their feet underneath them. And I think that goes for the fans too, right? Everyone's starting to get back into that football mode. The next season just ended and NHL playoffs are wrapping up soon. Depending on the baseball team you cheer for, your baseball season might be over already, or you're having a great season. Yes, I'm referring to the Mets and Yankees. But, otherwise, it's one of those lead-up things where I think everyone's getting into the swing of things, and that environment's going to be electric for training camp. I will put so much money on that once we get to the end of July, August, you're going to see those rowdy crowds. You're going to see everyone really excited because, let's face it, Jets roster, best on paper it's been in years.
Yep.
And I think they're going to prove that in training camp, that it's not just going to be on paper how good the Jets are.
Hit the like if you're tuning in right now. There's only 68 likes, 231 people watching. The math is not mathing, Brandon, right? I mean, if for everyone watching, there should be at least one like, you would think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Goes without saying. All right, a question I had for you is about Fireman Ed, because I think Tom makes a good point. If Fireman Ed's not wearing the Fireman Ed hat, was he just Ed today?
I guess so. I guess that's how it works. I never thought about it like that, but I guess he was just Ed.
Yeah, he's just Ed. He's just Ed Anselm. I mean, we love Ed. He was on with us the day after the schedule release. All right, comments, questions for Brandon. You got time for some calls, Brandon?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who has an introduction.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, 'cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Mr. Bonesy is up next. Bones, are you there? Bonesy going once. Bonesy going twice. Bonesy, see ya.
Well, you know that Al's a lion crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome.
Bobby Midnight is up next.
Brandon Brains, how you doing? I remember him. What show used to have you on as their weekly thing talk? Who was that?
Jets Evening Brew. Jets Evening Brew.
That's it. Jets Evening Brew, right? With Jigga, right?
Yes.
Hey, Jake, guess what? You know Hector, Jigga's friend, Hector? Yes, that Yankee thing in the morning.
I don't know him, but I'm sure he's a wonderful guy.
Well, he had this caller, first-time caller, and then he asked, who's going to hit a home run today for the Yankees? Guess who he picked? Standing to hit a home run and one of the game.
What about Aaron Judge?
I'm sorry, Brandon, about your Mets. I'm sorry. Hey, look what team I changed into, the Jets now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was a big time. And then I cried. I got to meet Fireman Ed the other day.
It was a very emotional moment for Bobby, Brandon.
I know. I got excited.
That's awesome.
King Milski. Do you hear King Milski today? He was trying to get you guys going. The chant, the wave.
Yeah, the energy a little low today.
Yeah, if I was there, I would do the YMCA. I would jiggle my butt and dance around.
Wait, Bobby, hold on a second. Hold on. You'll give us the YMCA?
Yes.
All right, give it to us. Here we go.
YMCA. YMCA. Yeah, and I'm dancing the step. I always do that at the. Well, we didn't have the music, so it's fun.
That's tremendous.
Still sounded great.
Yeah,
great.
but I like the music too. I love Yankee Stadium. That's where I used to do it all the time. People thought I was crazy. I said, I'm here for the fun. Leave me alone. Get the hell out of my face.
Bobby, do you think Gator should make a video of you doing the YMCA for your intro?
Yeah, if you want. Oh, I'm a cartoon character, Brandon. I am a cartoon character.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yes.
Bobby's a tool. I don't give two shits about him.
I feel bad for your wife. So blow it at your ass. I hope your wife breaks your hand.
Bobby's a moron, okay? That's fine.
You're a hot bag of air. We can't stand your voice. It gives me a freaking headache. Imagine being married to that thing. And he's a lion crap of crap. Right? Yeah, crap of crap. Yeah, I don't know where I came up with that song, Jake. I don't know.
Nobody knows,
But
Bobby.
Jake brought me this hat, and then I show you another hats. Then his father gave me the Gutbuster umbrella.
Oh, that's a sick hat. That's an awesome hat.
I know. This is very nice. I like these both hats. Yep. This
Bobby,
is the brand new one I got.
I love it. I'm glad you like it.
Well, I love to talk and hate to type. Jake, when is your next show? Alan is a cartoon character. Bobby.
All right, more calls right now. Brandon, was that your first Bobby Midnight experience?
I think it was,
Nice.
as someone on a show. Yeah, absolutely.
Tremendous. All right, well, let's see if we actually can get this guy on the show now because he apparently is back.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
There he is.
Hey, Mr. Bozy.
What's up, brother?
How we doing?
Good, man. Me and Brandon's brain was on morning sports for every week. We were chilling weekly.
I love it.
Weekly. So yeah, I've been listening to you. Great intel. I love the behind the scenes intel. It's been fantastic. And one thing I definitely will say is, what did we really listen? The whole Lazard thing still boggles my mind. When he came over, we knew his ceiling was like 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. And if Rodgers was healthy last year, he would have gave us 650 yards and 7 touchdowns. Lazard isn't going to make anybody better, but Rodgers makes Lazard get paid like a wide receiver too. Now, do I agree with the money we paid Lazard? Absolutely not. But when you did film and if you knew Lazard for the years he was with the Packers, his hands were like, sometimes stone hands. Sometimes he yoked it and he made, high pinpoint in the back of the end zone touchdowns that look great. But he was never going to come here getting 2 targets a week from our quarterback situation and make anyone better. So that was the biggest problem. We brought over Rodgers' boy. We have to realize Rodgers was like, yo, bring my man Lazard. He knows me. You can only pay him this amount of money. So, Lazard's – I still feel everyone's saying Lazard's going to get cut. I would be very surprised if he didn't make this roster, especially with his relationship with Rodgers.
He's not going to get cut, but he anything, as Brandon said earlier, anything you get from him should be viewed as a bonus until he proves himself again,
Definitely has to prove himself. I just feel like thinking like he's going to come over and do nothing like he did last year. That dude, Rodgers makes, he's going to make Brownlee look better than Lazard because that's what Rodgers is. So Rodgers makes everybody better. He makes me better. He makes Jake better. He makes Brandon better.
He makes the world better.
He makes the world better. I mean, even when he's not talking Jets, even when Rodgers is just talking politics, I still love listening to him.
Of course you do. I love it. All right, well, Bonesy, great call. I'm glad we could track you down. Is it a busy day at the store today?
It was. I wish I had the camera on the people who I was helping because they were definitely Italian. So it would have just been a treat for you guys to get some more Italian people into the store. But yeah.
Wait a second. Hold on. Is this your brother? Is Joe Bonesy actually watching the show?
He is. He's in front. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Bring us Joe Bonesy right now.
Joe, you're commenting and you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Bonesy.
What's going on, Jake?
How we doing, man? You guys are busy today?
Yeah. Hot and cold.
I heard business exploded since the shoe sell-off. Just like the city of New York's been buzzing at Alden's.
Yeah, people were coming in looking specifically for Neil.
You had to say he doesn't work there. He was just there that one day.
Had to break some hearts.
He did what needed to be done.
All right. Shout out to Jake for being the man, and shout out to Brandon for joining the family. First time on the show, right? This is welcome, my friend. It is going to be a fun ride.
He's getting the show, Bonesy. There's no doubt. Brandon, you're getting the show. I'm not holding anything back. You're getting everything.
I'm getting the full experience. I love it.
Yeah, you ready for another experience, ladies and gentlemen? Mike D's nuts. That's right. He's I can't even say some of the jokes I have lined up here. He's dropping the nuts. Bang! 5 memberships have been gifted to the following 5 people. If you hear your name called, you better thank Mike D's nuts for gifting you a membership. I can't believe it's actually happened. Carly Fleischer, a channel member. Wish B, Black Jet, Eric Stone, and TC. D's nuts is back, and he has gifted an Asmaniac membership to those 5 people. If you're not an Asmaniac yet, hit the join button or make sure you turn on gift receipts in case somebody else, aka Mike D's nuts, does it again. Carly writes in, thank you, Mike D's nuts. Well said. All right, more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is another man who is at today's season ticket holder only OTA. He called the show earlier, and he calls back in right now. Nate, parentheses Nate, up next. What's up, Nate?
What's good, Brandon? 6 inches to your left again. Looking familiar.
Yeah. I feel like I'm back at practice. It's crazy.
Right to your left side. Yeah, I have a perspective about a foot to Brandon's left as I was sitting right next to his dad and I. Brandon hit on all the points. We were both like actively taking notes, like who was that player? Who made the play? Who made the pass breakup? The one pushback I had, well, not really pushback, but I just think Stiggers made such a he put his name on the map today for me as a guy who could step in and play. I think JBC was on that route that went to Conklin, but we were both not sure. And it was also a ball that was like overthrown. Stiggers made 2 plays where the defense on the sideline erupted. Like everyone crashed onto the field. He made a pass breakup into the end zone that was picked off. The whole defense was on the field. Another play on the coverage stack of Clemens. He was also out there on coverage where the whole defense erupts. That's why I love when Aaron's out there. You could like feel the competitiveness on the field. The defense wants to beat Aaron, but for the most part, it's just not happening. Aaron's just dicing him up. That was another big takeaway as someone who's watched Jets games for 20 years. Like we're used to on Sundays seeing those quarterbacks that 1, 2, 3 and make a pass. It was just weird seeing it from a Jets quarterback. Every ball was out, 1,000, 2,000 ball, 1,000 or whatever it was his first read to Garrett, which usually it was on comeback routes or back shoulders, which he seemed to be abusing. And then once he hit enough of those, like Brandon alluded to, he hit him on a double move where he had DJ Reed burnt by 5 yards and could dance into the end zone. So overly impressive by Stiggers, Garrett Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. I guess Lazard, he made a play, but I wasn't out there like, oh my God, Lazard is looking explosive and fast. Lazard he caught a diving pass from Aaron. I think I'm more hopeful that he's going to do something this year. But like I said, it all rests on the quarterback. If we get Tyrod Taylor in here, I'm not expecting Lazard to do anything. But yeah, it was just eye-opening to see Rodgers 1, 2, 3, 40-yard bomb, 1, 2, 3, check down, 1, 2, 3, comeback route. Everything was so precise, and yeah, he's just a coach on the field too. That's the other thing I noticed. Like Brandon alluded to this, Rodgers is just hanging out with Saleh all the time. I told my friend it might just because they're the 2 40-year-old guys on the roster that's just who he relates to, being his age, that they could talk about the same stuff and the same music. But Rodgers is always stretching lines. Once they split up into positionals, he was like on the other side of the tree, but Saleh was with Rodgers the whole time, talking just to being with the quarterbacks. It seemed like on the offense the whole time. So that whatever Saleh said, where he's being more involved with the offense, he's at least omnipresent on the field with the offense.
Was Tyron Smith there?
Tyron Smith was there. He was the one that like technically got burned on the Michael Clemens sack, but it wasn't really. It was 4 or 5 seconds, and that was the one where Rodgers. Yeah, it was a coverage sack. Rodgers, another one like I know DJ Reed came off a blitz right before that. Rodgers, it was like a 2-minute drill. Rodgers called a timeout after coming out the huddle, and then the next play, the defense drew up a blitz, and Reed came off the edge, and Rodgers just kind of threw the ball to the ground and gave him a high five, like, yeah, you guys would have got me. Kind of didn't even finish the play, but yeah, everything is just so precise and on a like I said, like a 3-second count, ball comes out and it's where it's supposed to be. The one other play too that stand out was, I don't know if you remember this, Brandon, that Garrett Wilson snag over the middle in the 2-minute drill where he just, I mean, we've seen it over there. It was over the middle. I just saw white jersey and then a green jersey and number 5 like plucked his hands out, brought it into his body, made a play to get upfield. So yeah, Garrett Wilson is just in real life on a video game. He's unbelievable.
He's unreal, man. I mean, he's just automatically better playing in number 5. He just looks like a star in that number.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It looks like his number, and it looks like people don't know his name and his number. They're going to this year as long as number 8 stays healthy. It's going to bode well for number 5.
Yep, no doubt. Nate, great job today, man. You were really the star of the morning show.
Cheers. It was fun. Yeah, and bro, and Ed did not do his. I mean, we love Fireman Ed, but there was no chance. There was no.
He was incognito.
Energy.
No, he was just.
Yeah, he was totally. Yeah, he brought in no helmet. He was off to the side. Because yeah, I felt awkward doing the Jets chant right in front of Fireman Ed, like trying to get the crowd going. Like this is his job, to be doing this. But yeah, those were the only 2 Jets chants of the day. It was overall a very quiet crowd. The one other tip I'll give was, Brandon, how many people would you say were there? 75, 100?
No, definitely no more than that. It was a relatively small crowd.
A small crowd. So I'm talking to my season ticket rep afterwards, who introduced herself. And I was like, so why is this only 75 people? She said a lot of people canceled, But she said, I only reach out to the people who are like nice, who are basically nice or long season ticket reps that I have a relationship with. Like, it's not I'm hitting up the entire season ticket base and getting, so like we've gone back and forth via email for draft stuff that she invited me to and other things. And I've called her over the phone bunches. She was like, people that are nice to me, I'll invite them, but otherwise it's just a small kind of practice.
Wow. Shout out to Neil in Garden City. Apparently Neil's not nice. Neil was offended he wasn't asked. And now we know
Neil is a season ticket holder?
Yeah, Neil's been a season ticket holder for years.
That was my thought afterwards. Like, Neil with that attitude, they know who he is, and they don't want a guy yelling at practice. Hey, give me a coach over here. I gotta talk. Everyone was very respectful, quiet, couple kids watching practice, and all. It was funny too. I thought Rodgers might come over because Brandon's father made a point that Josh McCown kind of signed autographs for hours afterwards. But it almost seemed like they were told, like it was only the rookies that came over, from Olu to Corley to all the undrafted guys that we can't name and the D linemen. It was strictly only the rookies that came over to sign autographs and do all that stuff.
That's a Jet thing though. Like the PR team will tell them, hey, we're just gonna send rookies over today.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
That's great. So yeah, I mean, I wonder why they didn't want this at practice today.
Jake, I've made all 13 of my points. Before you cut me off again, I'm going to throw myself out this goddamn window.
And I'll show you this. This is the hat that got autographed by about all of the rookie class. I was on FaceTime with a kid who I coach basketball with, so I was kind of showing them, hey, sign this for the kid, and they were all kind of saying hi to the kid on FaceTime while signing the hat, so everybody got a little something from it.
Well done. Do you think they would have been okay if they invited this guy to practice?
Our coaching staff stinks. The team is never prepared. They're undisciplined. They make a million mistakes. And the coaching staff is terrible. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hackett and him are like having two drug addicts on the sidelines. They're no good. And if Rodgers doesn't fix this, we're all going to kill ourselves. What happens after Rodgers? They have no plan for that. It's going to be 10 more years of being a shit.
Yeah, I don't think they invited Peter Castro to practice today either.
Well, that accent sounds about every security guard that we met there had a very strong. They seem like they're all related to that guy who was on the draft call phone. They're all security was all family, so they all have the same accent, but no, not that attitude.
That's tremendous. Well, you both did a phenomenal job. You provided insight that no one on the Jets beat has today, so well done.
75 people invited. Got to be nice to your season ticket reps, people.
That's right. Nate the Great, we're calling you that. You've earned the nickname.
I support it. Back like when I was 5 years old, I was Nate the Great too. I'll take it.
I love it. Instead of Nate,
Cheers, Brandon. Say it again. Thank you.
I was just going to say, I think it's a better nickname than Nate parentheses Nate. Nate the
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah. Nate the Great. Brandon, you're the man. You crushed this. We'll definitely get you back on again soon. Love the work you do at Jets X Factor with Robbie and Andrew and Blewett and Ripka and Nadia and everyone over there. You got anyone who watches the show knows how big a fan I am of JetsXFactor.com. So appreciate you hopping on, man. Congrats on being one of the 75 that were allowed to watch this today and giving us some good insight.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
And where can people find you? Is that your Twitter account right down below?
Yeah, so at BPOC24, that's a Twitter handle. Obviously, like you said, X Factor, check it out. Great stuff. Probably going to have a recap of today's practice up there soon. Honestly, great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is all ours. Great job by Brandon making his debut on the show. We are presented today by Fanatics. Get your officially licensed Jets gear right down below. Got hats, got jerseys, got other random Jets memorabilia. Check it out. Fanatics, an official affiliate of the Jake Asman Show. Shout out to Fanatics for being a part of the program. Gusbuster Hotline is open. Shout out to Gonzo Badger, who's been a channel member now for 2 months. He just renewed his membership. Super Chats will continue to cut the line. We've already gifted 5 memberships today. I updated some of the emojis and the badges. If you've been a channel member for longer than 6 months, you now have the Jake Asman Show logo that comes up next to your name. The Scott hair emoji is also back. So some updates there for some Asmaniacs. More of your calls right now on the Gusbuster Hotline. Sluggo is up next. What's up, Sluggo?
What's up, Jacob? I thought I'd introduce myself. You got me hook, line, and sinker. I became a member yesterday, and introduce myself. Yeah. Got me hook, line, and sinker.
Hey, Sluggo, I'm going to come back to you. Turn the TV down with the show on or the computer because we could hear it in the background. But we'll come right back to you. And while we wait, We have some breaking news. Mike D's Nuts has done it again, folks. They said he couldn't, and he said, watch. It's a D's Nuts explosion. Joe Ponzi has received a membership. Yes. Jeff Life, Jigga Man. How about that? Jigga was already referenced in this show. The great Jigga Man Porto is a member now. Gregory Picone, Darnell Barker. You guys are all channel members. Congratulations. You're officially Asmaniacs. We're up to 10 members and counting in this one show alone. We're 75 away from a new emoji being added. Let's go back to Sluggo, who's making his debut call. Sluggo, what's going on?
Hello.
You're good.
What's up?
Now.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, I put it in the comments before. I'd like to see the Jets use Brees more like the Colts and the Rams used Marshall Faulk, and take a page out of that and put it into the game plan and run them and throw to them.
I think they will. I think we'll see Brees kind of be used a lot more like I'll give you a modern comp. I think he should be used how the Niners used the Jets week 1 opponent, that running back, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Taking on McCaffrey with another McCaffrey.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a good litmus test for our run D with screens and wheel routes, and that first game will be a good test for him. But anyway, yeah. So I enjoy what you do, Jake. It's pretty cool. It's funny. You're Howard Stern with wearing a jock.
I love it. I'll take that comp. Yeah. We got our own whack pack here at the Asmaniacs.
All right. Okay. That's it. Glad to meet you.
I likewise, man. I appreciate you calling in. Call back anytime. Folks, I don't know what's happening here. Mike D's Nuts is dropping D's Nuts for channel members. He just gifted another 10 memberships. And then, as I saw, he gifted another 10. He gifted another 5. That is 25 memberships being purchased in a single show. Folks, sound the alarms. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm just going to play the Jet chant on loop. Let's go. If you hear your name called, thank D's Nuts. Brandon Lambert, J. Rod, Ralph Q, Sco, Sam Massaro, Andres Maximus 28, Thea Muller, Rich Presenza, Zach R, Darnell Towns, Enoch Forte, Dede JM, Mikhail Edwards, Green Gang 365, Shurzy 29, all courtesy of D's Nuts. He's not done. He's not done. I just saw this. Holy shit. 20 more memberships. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Bang! Oh my goodness. Wow. 20 more memberships. Oh! Nuts are getting dropped. DKL, John Thomas, Jonathan Idravo, and Mr. Chill 211 King, Anthony, Joe Campanelli, Jack Needham, CIS Smooth 512, Roy Kombratsky, Matt West, Semi, Lou Rodriguez, Azuma, Lucas Ford, Thomas Roseman, Ur, Weege, Chris Peterson, 1189 Paris, Fonz. Holy crap. No one's topping Mike D's Nuts. No one has ever gifted 45 memberships in a single show. I don't know if K&D's even done that. Maybe he has. I don't know. I can't keep track. This is unreal. Unreal. Bonesy writes in, Mike D's Nuts just said in his best Denzel voice, K&D ain't got bleep on me. Unreal. Mike D's Nuts writes in, drop him. You're doing it. We're going to have to add a D's Nuts emoji now. Good God. Hit the like button. You might have a chance at a membership because D's Nuts is out handing them out like it's candy. Unreal. For those asking, how do you gift the membership? Instead of sending a super chat, you hit gift memberships. But good luck topping D's nuts. I mean, look at this, folks. Look at the screen right now. Look what's happening. I mean, this is insane. The great D's nuts. A man of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line right now is a man who got yelled at by his wife this morning. Jay Quest, this time in the car. Hello, Jay Quest.
Can you hear me?
Jay Quest, stay right there. D's Nuts is at it again. Another 10 memberships. Are you kidding me? Holy crap.
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
There you go.
If you hear your name called, there's only one man you could thank. His name is D's Nuts. William Monahan, LA Jet fan. We got the sauce. Fly by night, just for fun. Gary Klessler, 2 a.m. burrito. Andrew Brunswick, Midnight Mike Show. Swampney G. Patel. Congratulations. Oh my, we're not done. Where's this money coming from? Did he win the lottery? 20 more memberships. We're up to 59 memberships that have been gifted. 59. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy crap. Yeah. Here we go. Juan Suarez, Jose Colon Jr., Sexy Rexy for Life, Brandon Ace, Ryan E., Luke Spalletta, the Jets killed Carl, Mark Riz, Sam Aboff, Orlando Vega, Harrison Shapiro, Chris, 2485, Matt Siegel, captain of L5, I might add, Greg 04, the names are just too quick, Hunter Beckwith, Mark Grossman, Elvis Rivera, Tom D, JETS, Alexander Brown. Oh my God, Mike D's Nuts. I mean, this is a record, folks. 75 members now. 75 members have been gifted an Asmaniac membership because of one man. And you can see who this man is as the nuts emojis are filling up the chat. This is unreal. Mike D's Nuts writes in, love to the people. I mean, this is unreal. Jetpack writes in, God bless D's Nuts. God bless. Here for the memes writes in, sorry about the Knicks. It's okay. They had an amazing year. Yanks and Jets are going to bring it home for us, Jake. Jake, Jake. Here for the memes. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yankees are playing well, but we all know how this works. It's all about October. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? It doesn't end. Mike D's Nuts. 20 more memberships. Folks, 20 memberships is the equivalent of spending $100. This man has bought, 100 memberships today? Another 5. Is he going for 100? Is he going for 100 memberships in one day? This is insane. I mean, I don't have any more sounders. I mean, we got to make a D's Nuts sounder after this. I got to get to work on that. Good God.
Money.
You know the drill. If you hear your name called, there's only one man you could thank. Mike D's Nuts. William Turkowitz, Jose De Niro, Dylan Hawthorne, King Blaze, Veterans Fitness, T. Rivera, Famous J, Just Endure the Suffering, B. Cole, Trice G, Kevin Tattoos, Christian A, Tyrone Garcia, Jose Oliveros, J.K. Primetime, Wordmeister, Meisterwerder, John, KDG Adventures, Jet Set for Life, Ocho Nuova, Sam Aiken, Todd Langdon, Dropback Mark, Who Dat Dude and Me, Elliot Lowett, Sace. Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike D's Nuts, whose only response is love peeps. What a legend. Pastor says, how can I qualify for a gifted membership? You like the video. You comment. You watch the show. You engage. You have to be a subscriber as well. Otherwise, you can't get one. I mean, if you're not watching this show, you can't get a membership. D's nuts, man. What a man. Ladies and gentlemen, we cut him off because of the D's nuts explosion. We go back to Jay Quest in the car. Hello, Jay Quest. I'm sorry to cut you off, but D's nuts was at it again.
No, it's dude, that's epic, dude. These nuts. Shout out, dude. Holy shit. That's awesome, bro. Also, I want to give a shout out to my wife not kicking my nuts in after that phone call. Holy shit. Pissed, bro.
So she was on the phone with her boss and you were just screaming and yelling and pounding a chicken?
Dude, I wasn't paying attention. I think she's on the phone with her mother. And then she works from home. She's always home. I was cutting chicken up. I didn't think you'd bring me on right away. And all of a sudden I'm on. I'm like, oh, shit. And then she was pissed, bro. Like for 2 hours, she didn't want to talk. I called earlier because that guy that you had on, what was his name? The dude on the first show?
Keith Arizari.
9 to 11 wins? Like, come on, bro. That's just being a Jet hater. We're getting 12, 13, 14 wins this year. You know?
Stand by, Jake West. He's done it again. Mike D's nuts. 10 more memberships. Are you kidding me? Holy bleep.
Money, 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 money.
Mr. McMoney, Jetpack, Tony S, WD, Mike Craven, Jordan Griffin, Ed Vargas, Eric B from Connecticut, Anthony Cook. You have all received a channel membership. That is 110 channel memberships in one show. Oh my God, we have never seen anything like this. Unbelievable. This is unreal. Mike D's nuts, you are a saint. And please, Mike D's nuts, contact me after the show. I want to send you something nice as a thank you for your incredible gesture the last couple of days, man. Seriously, we'll take good care of you. All right, we'll message me, and I got you. All right, or just DM me if you're on Twitter or Instagram. I'll check my DMs later at Jake Asman. But my email is asmanjake@gmail.com. It's in the description. Back to Jay Quest, unless D's nuts makes it rain again. Jay Quest could continue.
I thought that guy was just a Jet hater. Like 9 to 11 wins. I hope he does more. It's fucking great. I'm on hold looking at this. It's fantastic. 9 to 11 wins, though. We're winning 12, 13, 14 games, in my opinion. There's no one that scares me. The 49ers game scares me. Besides that, there's nothing else that scares me on the schedule. I called today for season tickets. I was interested in doing it, but I don't know. My wife was yelling at me about that. She's like, oh, you're going to want to go to 8 games a year.
You could sell the ones you don't go to would be the
That's
thing.
what I said. It was 40-yard line, second row, 300, 3,600. That's not bad. Two
tickets? Yeah.
2 tickets. So 1,800. I thought it was reasonable, but.
And parking?
No. Parking's $45 a game. It's optional. I work for the railroad, so I take the train when I go to the games.
Yep.
I don't even do the parking, but I got to convince her. We'll see. The phone call earlier didn't help my case, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, you got some time.
I know, but those seats are really good because it was 40-yard line, second row. I got a feeling they're going to go. Everything else was like 15 rows, in the 300s. So we'll see. Hey, Mike D's nuts, dude. You're awesome, bro.
What a man. What a man. I mean, Jay Quest, excellent call. Glad you're maybe out of the doghouse with your wife. I guess we'll stay tuned for more updates on that. Unreal. Hit the like. Mr. McMoney says, stop nutting, Mike. Brian says, thank you, Mike. Mr. McMoney says, praise the nuts. L34 says, I'm new here, but this guy's clearly a legend. Cool as hell to see. Guys making it rain. I've never seen anything quite like this. I mean, King of Dreams comes close. Unreal. 120 new members in a single show. I think YouTube cut him off. Mike wrote that they won't let him gift anymore. Did I just miss another 10? No. I couldn't. 357. He did it again. We're up to 120 new members. Holy crap. D's nuts. Bang! Bang! Sleep. Wow. You know the drill. If you hear your name called, there's only one man you could thank. And the man's name is, and this is on his birth certificate, I checked, Mike D's nuts. Brian Scantleberry. Bang Mateo. God damn it. Bang. First mistake of the entire show. Bang Mateo somehow getting a membership, but we'll ignore that. TP Jet. Big Rush 2112. B. Sayez. Paul Meldesoen. Finnegan's Flight Crew. Hamel Patel. NY Jets 8. Jack Millis. You were all members. Other than Bang Mateo, the YouTube algorithm has gotten it in the hands of some pretty good people because of Mike D's nuts. Incredible generosity. Bang might be the first person to get a membership that's also in the hole since Allen, probably. We'll just wait for that. Unreal. I mean, this is insane. If you're not a member at this point, you had to have just started watching the show because this is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. Purple Belt Mike and then Evan are our next two callers. What's up, Mike?
Yo, can you go to Evan? I just got to feed my dog.
All right, let's go to Evan because Mike is feeding his dog. Evan, you're up.
Yeah, Mike, take care of the dog, man. Jake, good to see you, man. How's it going?
Dude, where have you been, man?
I've been all over the place, man. Me and my girlfriend are kind of all over the country, but I'm back in Long Island for once, so I figured I'd give you a call.
I love it. Are you going to be on Long Island on June 20th?
June 20th? Crap. No, I'll be in Croatia. My sister gets married then in
Nice.
Croatia, so yeah.
That's more fun than the event I have, so enjoy.
Dang. What's the event?
I got something cooking up in Hicksville that I was going to invite you to.
Damn it. All right. Well, yeah, I won't be around for that. But anyways, I wanted to ask you about this. I feel like Joe Douglas's stock amongst Jets fans is maybe a little too inflated, and I think Robert Saleh's stock's a little too low. And I think in my brain, they're kind of one and the same. And I think that's sort of an unpopular opinion amongst Jets fans, and I'm not really sure why. I'd love to get your thoughts on that because to me, you can rip on Saleh all you want for last year, but Joe Douglas, A, the first draft class he ever had was a complete botch. B, he's the one that hired Saleh. It's not like he got stuck with him. So he had his choice of any guy he wanted. He could have hired an offensive guru like these other teams have. He didn't. He chose a defensive guy, so that was his choice. C, yes, he's hit on some of these positions, but the two things he's messed up most is quarterback and offensive line. The two biggest positions on the entire football team he hasn't gotten right. And quarterback, he's messed up multiple times. Not only did he draft Zach, but then when he got Aaron Rodgers, he didn't get a backup for him. He didn't, after Aaron Rodgers went down, he didn't go out and get a guy like Flacco, who was available and ended up being comeback player of the year. So I don't know. There's this weird thing where we just give Joe like a pass for all this, and then we're mad at Saleh for winning 7 games with Tim Boyle as the quarterback and the worst offensive line in football, or at least the top, like bottom 5. So I don't really understand why there's that big delta among the two guys. One of them is like one of the most beloved figures in Jets history, and the other guy is like considered like a bumbling, fumbling idiot. I would love to get your thoughts on why that is.
I agree with a lot of what you said. I've talked about this. I think they are attached. I think, Evan, it comes down to the fact, one, it's recency bias. Douglas, I think, by all accounts, has had a really good offseason that most Jet fans approve of, right? And I think, two, it's because of the 2022 draft. Like, this team and the roster's in a really good shape. My pushback would be, well, guess what? He's in his 5th full offseason, 5th full free agency. Like, they should be pretty good by now. Like, you don't get it forever to rebuild your team. And I think it's honestly because Saleh has to speak to the media way more than Douglas does. And it's like, you're not going to like Saleh's answers. It's like, what's he supposed to say when his quarterbacks are Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, and Trevor Siemian last year? Like, Saleh became the face of losing when the team's only losing because they lost Aaron Rodgers, and Joe Douglas's backup plan for that was Zach Wilson and let's sign Trevor Siemian 4 weeks into the year and have Tim Boyle be the number 2. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's that combination of everything why Saleh's kind of the front facer. But I'll tell you what, I agree with you. Like, if Joe Douglas had done a better job specifically at quarterback and backup quarterback, they're a playoff team last year. And this is not a second guess. I had been saying since the second they made the Rodgers trade that Zach Wilson should not have been on the team last year. So I'm with you. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is a big piece of it. And not only that, but every time, there's a big pick or big mistake, that the camera pans right to him. And I think our brains sort of associate him with the losing, the badness. And Joe Douglas, frankly, we only see him after these drafts, or he's got to do a press conference once every 2 years. So I think we associate him more with some of the glory or whatever you want to call it. But even 2022, I mean, again, I don't want to shred him because I think he does a decent job for the most part. But, how many GMs, if you give them the 4th and 10th pick of the draft, how many of them could find 2 pretty good players? Like, it's nice. He did a good move with the Jamal Adams trade, but I think that's more of the Seahawks being, drunk when they made that decision to give us multiple 1st-round picks for a safety, more than it is the Jets being some sort of I don't know, some brilliant move to move off of him for multiple first round and second round picks. But
To me, it's not even about that though. Like, I'm not even going to nitpick the moves that have been really good. Like, give him all the credit for that. But I think, to your point, there has been enough that he hasn't done right, where it's like, why is this guy being lauded? Oh, he should get extended now. And it's like, can we at least have a winning season first before we have to do that? Like, I think that's totally fair to like have that as the expectation. He also, by the way, Evan, he hired Robert Saleh. So like he gets to hire another coach. Like, I don't know. Let's see how this year goes first.
Yep, I agree. And look, I think both guys can get it done, though. I want to end on a positive note here. I don't think either of them are completely dumb. I think they've had some tough luck with the quarterback room. And frankly, I think, hopefully they've now rightened the wrongs of the offensive line and we'll have a great year. So let's go Jets, man. Jake, hopefully I talk to you soon, all right?
Evan, look forward to seeing you at a game this year, my man. Can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who needs no introduction. The name says it all. On the Gusbuster hotline is a man who has gifted 120 memberships in a single show, which is a new Asmaniac record. His name is Mike D's Nuts, and he joins us now. Hello, Mike.
Bro, calm down with that, bro. You know what? I just love the Jets fan base. I love everybody. Like, just seeing all these people every day just means so much to me. Because, like I said the other day, where I'm from, there's not a lot of Jets fans. Just to see all these people and love the Jets, it just means so much to me. So to pay it forward, it's nothing, bro.
Mike, you could downplay it all you want, but what you have done is incredible, and it's truly appreciated by this fan base.
Man, listen, I love, like, to come on here every day. Like, I start my new job next week, but just to come and see all these people every day and see the dedication that they have, and it's just wow, bro. Like, you have built such a community of people that are dedicated to this fan base. It's wild. It's wild, man. And just to see these people every day, I love it, man. I love it. So I got to pay it forward.
Mike, you certainly have, dude. I hopefully you get a chance to read some of the comments during this call right now, because it is awesome, man. You're everything that we love about this fan base, right? There's no such thing as a bandwagon Jets fan. And I've said this for years, and I hope I finally can retire this line. The Jet organization does not deserve how incredible the Jet fan base is, and hopefully we get rewarded for the loyalty.
You see my jersey I have on? I got the sauce, bro.
Let's go. Let's go.
With the hat.
Hey, do me a favor, Mike. Who's your favorite player on the Jets besides Sauce, or who don't you have a jersey of yet?
Of all time, or what's on now?
Give me any current player that you don't have a jersey of yet that you want.
Garrett.
What color?
Green.
What size?
I like green better than anything else. I like a green. Garrett will be better than anything else.
What size?
Large.
Done. DM me your info. I'm sending you a jersey.
Love you, my brother. So let me tell you a quick story. So me and my wife, we went to when the Giants and the Jets practiced at SUNY Albany. This was years ago. And my wife went up to Curtis Martin and was like, I know your stats. Went up to him, was like, you had such and such rushing yards, blah, blah, blah. He took off his glove, signed it, and gave it to her.
Wow.
The next year, I went there again, and it was a fucking green wave. We fucking dominated the Giants at SUNY Albany. Gave me another Curtis Martin jersey, which I have still in glass right now. It was wild, bro. Like, she knew every single stat about him. And Curtis Martin was like, and to find out, the crazy thing was, Curtis Martin married a girl that we went to high school with. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy stuff. So to me,
That's so cool. Yeah, Curtis is the man. I mean, he's great with the fans. Everyone has a great Curtis Martin story.
Curtis Martin might be one of the craziest Jets running backs ever. I really honestly feel that if Brees is at his best, he could possibly be better than him. That's a bold take. But Brees could be better than Curtis. Look at it. Look at it.
You know what the key is, though, Mike? Longevity, staying healthy, because Curtis Martin was the oldest ever, 1,000-yard rusher in NFL history.
So I just want y'all to see the green LEDs in the back, because
yes,
we have the green Jets LEDs in the back. So, just having fun with it.
I love it, Mike. Well, let me tell you, the comment section's going nuts. In fact, Dre sent in a super chat with the nuts emoji saying JETS, Jets. Also, worth noting, multiple people saying, do not let your wife leave. You found the one.
Yeah, man, listen, she is the most awesome woman ever. My kids, I know I did them bad by making them Jets fans, but it's worth it in the long run. It is what it is, bro.
Amen. Amen. Do me a favor, all right? Either email me or message me on Twitter or Instagram. I gotta get your info so I can send you that jersey, all right?
I'll do it, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Mike. Now, thank you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the nuts emoji in the chat. Never thought I'd say that. These nuts. One of the greats coming through. Love that. Sean with a super chat. I think Evan has it backwards. Joe Douglas just had the perfect offseason, did everything he could other than wide receiver, and didn't sacrifice the future. Well, I think that's why there's Joe Douglas is great. Salah sucks. Remember, at the end of last year, it was a lot of both of them got to go. I think the thing with Douglas is he has had a good offseason. So recency bias is Salah's the problem. Well, let's see what Salah could do with a quarterback and take advantage of this roster, which is now more talented than any Jets team they've had probably since 2010. But this team could be better than 2010 because it's Aaron Rodgers, not Mark Sanchez. And that's not even knocking Mark. That's just facts. Purple Belt Mike has fed the dog, and he's up next. Hello, Mike.
Yo, yeah. I disagree. Joe Douglas, his first draft, he got Michael Carter in the 5th round. Michael Carter is the highest rated nickel corner in the NFL. So to say that entire draft is a bust is not factual. So I don't agree with Evan by saying that draft was completely a bust. We have the best nickel corner in the NFL out of that draft in the 5th round.
It's not a complete bust. They also got Bryce Huff as an undrafted free agent that year.
Yeah.
But you swung and missed on your first ever draft pick, the 11th pick in the draft on a left tackle, and Mekhi Becton. You swung and missed on Denzel Mims at the receiver spot. You missed on James Morgan and Braden Mann. It was not a good draft. I mean, it's not it's the worst draft ever. You see the Isaac 12, but it's not good.
Yeah, that's why I can't say that it's a complete bust, because we have a great player in that draft, even though the rest of it was not good. Yes, but you can't say it's totally terrible because Michael Carter came out of it. But I got a personal question for you, Jake. Your last name is Asman. So
that's right.
Are you an ass man, or are you like the boobs?
Yes.
My man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike. What a call. Had to feed the dog and then ask me that. I love it. I love it. Join the Patreon, folks. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Also, Mike D's Nuts. When you message me, I got your Patreon membership covered. All right. We got to get you in the Discord, man. We need real Jet fans like you in there. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Information about the Long Island meetup is in there. Information about my upcoming radio schedule is in there. Information about when the show starts is always in there. Also, you get the show in podcast form if you want to listen on Apple and or Spotify. You also will get your name featured in the countdown ticker, bonus shows that aren't on YouTube, and a whole lot more. Snowball writes in, Jake taking care of D's nuts. Absolutely. J-Quest says, and if you join the Discord, Bobby calls you. Yes, Bobby not only calls you, but he'll tuck you in at night if you need someone to do that for you. Like every night, J-Quest, he needs Bobby to read him a bedtime story. We offer that service as well with your $5 a month. Dan writes in, due to character restrictions, I can't put up 120 nut emojis. I mean, folks, we've never seen anything like this. Jay Quest writes, it's true. Bobby then responds, Jay Quest, LOL. I love it. Jeffrey says, I need a bedtime story, please. Bobby, if you could call back in one of these days and read us a bedtime story, I'd be happy to have that. Rick wants you to read to him too, Bobby. Bobby writes in, Alan talking about being clueless. You are number one. Folks, we're not done. Mike D's Nuts has just sent in another 5 memberships. YouTube is still letting them send it in, baby. They love the money. They love capitalism. Bang! Bang! Boom! Let's go. Let's go. Sound the alarms. If you hear your name called, there's only one man you could possibly thank. Mike D's Nuts. Nice looking feet. Frank Soma. Kixleys. Brandon McNeely. Ross Kate. You are an Asmaniac. All of you. Absolutely incredible. I mean, just too good. Lee says, what happens when everyone's already a member? I'd love to find out. There's 296 people currently watching. There's 125 new members. Nate writes in, Jake, never end this stream. See what happens. Well, I'm interviewing Dustin Poirier at 5:30, so we will be ending before then. Let's see. Salam says, late night tales with Jake and Bobby. Man. I mean, Bobby reading a story to all of us would go a long way.
Well, you know, I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the super chats are more than just a hat. Bobby. Okay, I got a great story for everybody. Ready,
Okay.
Jake, and everybody in the chat?
I'm ready.
Okay, once upon a time, these two cartoon characters met each other. One was the great, amazing Bobby, and the second one was the dumbest, clueless Alan. And Bobby couldn't stand Alan because he was a moron and a loser. So one day we were camping one day, and then I brought my gun and shot Alan in the leg and all over the body. and this is a very happy ending. Alan gets thrown in the hole forever. Thank you very much.
Bobby's a tool. I don't give 2 shits about him.
I feel bad for your wife. So blow it at your ass. I hope your wife breaks your hand.
Bobby's a moron, okay? That's fine.
You're a hot bag of air. We can't stand your voice. It gives me a freaking headache. Imagine being married to that thing. He's a lying crap of crap.
He's a lying crap of crap, folks. That's the bottom line. We got to update the Bobby emoji now from the Yankee hat to the Jet hat. Got to work on that. Tom writes in, Bobby and Alan is the story of Beauty and the Beast. I agree. Man, what a show. What a show. Anyone else got anything to add, or are we done here? The show can only be defined by one man. D's Nuts. I don't know if I read this earlier, but Jetpack wrote in, God bless D's Nuts. Terrell wrote in, talk about busting nuts. Thanks, bro. He got a membership. Love to see that. Yeah, I think we're caught up on super chats, which is great. And look who's called in to weigh in. Rob, the Jet fan. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Rob? How are you?
Sounds very positive what Brandon and Nate were saying today. Sounding good. It looks like Lazard obviously looks decent when Aaron's out there. For whatever reason, Aaron can just breathe in some fresh air to this guy, and this guy seems to play his heart out for Aaron. Maybe that's what it's going to take for him. Kind of like what they said, if we can get, or like what Bonesy said before, we can get 650 yards from him, maybe 6 or 7 touchdowns. All right, maybe it's not completely our money's worth, but at least we get something out of him.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. And I kind of like what Nate was saying about JBC and Stiggers and stuff. It looks like they kind of have a better eye and talent in the later rounds than I thought. I kind of thought that they were just like a stab in the dark, especially the Stiggers thing, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, because this guy seemed to play really good for the Aeronauts and the Canadian League. Obviously the Canadian League, is not the NFL, but it's a decent league where you can find some players there. So I was like really happy for those takes and stuff they were saying.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting player to watch all summer. He's got a lot of talent, and there's the unknown factor with him. No one saw him play in college. He was in the Canadian.
Exactly. So that was very, very encouraging. It looks like Aaron is just a surgeon out there. I mean, he underthrew a ball or two, but it looks like Garrett Wilson and him. It's just a matter of time, Jake, until they get their timing down. And when they do, oh boys, that's going to be scary. And Allen, I like the news on the running backs too. Brendan Allen and Davis. I'm starting to think that Izzy, maybe they're not thinking so highly of this guy. Something's up with this guy because he's not seeing time with Aaron out there and stuff. That I think they're kind of shying away from him. It's not looking good for him. But
Rob, would you like to respond to one of your haters?
I have a hater?
No, you do. His name is Alan. He says, Rob looks like he lives in a 1970s shack.
70s shack. I live in Glen Head. He couldn't afford to live in Glen Head.
Yeah, get his ass.
Alan, you couldn't afford to live in Glen Head. They would throw your little skinny cartoon character out of here and stuff. My house is worth 5 houses that he could afford. I live in, it's not to say anything, but I live in an upper rich area. It's a really good area. Thanks to Dad. Dad helped me out a lot.
There you go.
I'd be lying if I didn't tell you my father helped me out in life, but I'm in a very good area. I'd like to see hit the shack that he lives in.
Yeah. A cartoon character.
Yeah, cartoon character. What was the last thing I wanted to say to you? Looking forward to the June 20th thing. Just let me know when they finally decide what place they're having it at. That sounds good in Hicksville. Hicksville is 15 minutes away from where I live, so that sounds good. I can't wait for that, Jake.
We cannot wait. We will see you soon, Rob. Now, you got to laugh at this question here. Weege writes in, don't know who gifted the membership, but thanks. You don't know who? It can only be one man. D's Nuts. That's who. All right, he dropped D's Nuts on you, Weege, and he gave you a membership. Omar has gifted a membership. Someone besides D's Nuts. I guess it could have been Omar too, but it's not. Omar is the first person besides D's Nuts to get the membership today, and Derek S. is the recipient of the membership. Tremendous. I think this guy already called in once today, but you know what? Why not?
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
You're back?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to say how amazing life is because of Jake Asman and Mike D's Nuts. And I just want to talk about how bad Joe Douglas is. This guy, I mean, we have Super Bowl aspirations. Roster could be best in the league, but this GM is just clueless. I mean, if you go through these past drafts, I mean, like everyone was talking about a Jigba, like, why would we have any faith in this shitty GM drafting young talent late in drafts. He doesn't do that. He doesn't find good talent in the draft. You know, we're used to players like we used to get, where like they would be in the NFL for like, you know, a year and then you never hear of them. But I find it so hilarious that anyone could think Joe Douglas is good at his job. Do you think Will McDonald's going to be good this year? I would bet a lot of money on it, because you know why? This regime's good at developing talent. But I just want to shout out to Gary, because he's always trying to push my buttons in the chat. But I love you, Gary. You got a new light in my eyes, and I just want you to know, bro, you can't piss me off. So keep trying.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
I mean, what Bonesy said, I guess. Yeah. Bobby Midnight writes in, Alan, I'm going to kick your ass now for picking on my friend Rob. Yes. Damn right. Let's go. Ring the bell. Bring it on. Let's see. Tim from Fishland is up next. Hello, Tim.
What's up, Jake? How you been, my man?
What's going on? I'm living large, man. I mean,
yeah, I'm just getting off work. You know, I'm driving. I'm going through some crap today with the. I saw some shit on Facebook stating that basically ESPN is trying to terminate Aaron Rodgers' contract with the Pat McAfee show because of what he said about Kimmel. And when's this going to stop?
That's not true.
I really hope Pat McAfee tells them to go screw themselves.
It's not true. He's going to be on again every Tuesday, I'd imagine.
I would hope. I like listening to him. He's very, very good with his words, and you know what I mean. Like he actually he tells you how it is. You know what I mean. And I like listening to him. I'm just tired of this narrative. You go to the comment section, you got people wishing that he interests himself and retires. It's like, dude, you're just like him. Just like him. Jealous people.
I would have no fear about Rodgers still being on McAfee. He's appeared several times this offseason on the show. So I would assume as long as they continue to pay him, it's going to be a weekly again. Bobby writes in, Alan, come on to Vermont, you loser. I will kick your ass, boy. Let's go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of people that want to fight other people, we go to Dre now. Dre would like to beat the crap out of JJ. Hello, Dre. Is Dre actually working for once? You can't hear us, so we can make fun of him.
So sorry. Sorry, my brother.
You're good, Dre. Don't worry. I wasn't making fun of you.
Oh, my God. Yo, so... Hey, we need to tell Bobby we gotta calm Bobby down. Bobby's gonna come out like from Vermont. He's gonna come out like the Hulk. He's gonna lose his shit.
Bobby's got that shotgun. I'd be worried if I was him.
Yeah. Alan shouldn't be calling nobody out. Just be quiet, everything like that. Listen, real talk. Big shout out to these nuts. I really wanted to say that. I love this show, man. I swear to God, this is the best show on the planet. It just is. Oh my God. I just got into a Twitter beef with some clown. He was trying to say, oh, one player derails your entire season. How could the Jets roster be a complete roster? Because the Jets were on that list of like the top 10 teams with like the most complete roster or something like that. And this dude, and I just started going in, and then like his comebacks were just so weak. I was like, bro, that's it? That's the best you got? I can't even engage with you because it's like picking on like, people who ride the short bus, and I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We're not about that. We're equal opportunity offenders, but you have to be somewhat at my level to, for me to engage with you, because it's just like I've forgotten more about football than this dude will ever know. And it's just sad. Like, I love the fact that everybody's counting us out, everybody's counting Rogers out, and I'm just like, please, because it's gonna be so sweet when he comes through, and when we're actually 10-1 after JJ is gonna start week 1. We're gonna lose, right? So let's see how it happens. So we're gonna lose by like 3 points to the Niners, where I really feel we could actually win. I feel we could go into San Francisco and we can come out with W. But let's just say it just goes down that way, right? JJ is gonna be calling for Bonesy. Love you, brother. Love you. Um, it's a beautiful thing. Watch, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. JJ's gonna be calling for Salah's head. Then we're gonna rip off like 10 wins in a row, and then JJ's gonna flip script, and he's gonna say that Salah is the greatest coach since Lee Eubank. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be like, yo, bro, we just gotta slow down. Let's just see what we have. And like I said, in the Jake Asmaniac Fantasy Football League, just like I did last year, I will be taking Garrett Wilson with my very first pick. So if you're picking in front of me, Bonesy, if you're picking in front of me talking about that you want Garrett Wilson, you better take him with your first pick. Because I'm telling you, I'm taking him. I'm letting you know from now.
I love it.
It's all good. Love y'all. About to head up out of here and get out of work a little early. Nobody's looking. I'm about to dip out of here.
Dre, before you go, this is probably your last call before the procedure tomorrow, right? So best of luck.
Yes, that's correct. And join the Patreon and join the Discord. I will be live streaming the entire procedure. The nurse is going to hold my phone.
Breaking
and
news. JJ comments, gas station Dre.
Listen, JJ, you cannot even affiliate that statement with me because that was a whole side part. Chiefs fan was the one doing that. I just made a mention. I actually added gas station Cuban sandwiches. See, you can't even follow the chat, and you're gonna like have a discourse and have an opinion on the team, bro. You can't even follow the chat right. Like, get at me, bro. I will help you. It's not hard. You're quasi intelligent. So like, I feel like we can make a good fan out of you yet.
Dre, best of luck with the procedure.
Thank you, my brother. Peace out. Asmaniac Family Live.
The great Dre calling us before the heart procedure tomorrow. I love it. Tom writes that I'm waiting for the colonoscopy live stream. I want to put it past some of our listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary checks in. Garrett Wilson lacks loyalty. I don't want him. Texas takes care of Texans, and Texans take care of Texas. Enjoy Ohio, Garrett. Dress warm. Well, Gary, I've waited a long time to do this. But you know what? You leave me with no choice. To the hole you go.
Now look what you've done, Gary. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
We'll see you in 24 hours, Gary. Tired of your Garrett Wilson slander. We will not stand for it. Maybe I'll lessen the sentence to 30 minutes because I think he's kind of kidding, but maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, while that was happening, ladies and gentlemen, we have more gifts that are being handed out. Omar Ochoa is stepping up for the people. If you've received a membership, consider just gifting at least one. It's only $5 and you pay it forward. Here is who got Omar's membership. Very kind of Omar to gift said membership. And it went to, let's see, Derek S. received the membership. And while that was happening, William Turowitz, who received a membership from D's Nuts earlier, is paying it forward. Boom. 5 memberships. If you hear your name called, thank William for your channel membership. SXHBX, Gary Fuller, Tony DeFilippo, Jason One, and Big Lee, all members. Hit the like button if you heard your name called or if you became a member. All right, potentially our final call here. Matthias is about to join us, and we go to him right now. What's up, Matthias?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? I just want to say thank you so much, man. Thank you for creating this community, working your tail off with Gator and just creating this amazing Jet community, and not even just a Jet community. We just created a family. So I used to be, one of those salty Jets fans. I used to be a Zach Wilson truther. Yes, I used to be a Zach Wilson truther.
They called me that too. I get it, man.
Yep. And it's just incredible what you guys have done. And shout out to all the Asmaniacs out there. I'm trying to be positive just based on I remember one time I was sent to the Shadow Realm, and I remember I said something in during the draft process, before, because I was so pissed off of just everything that happened last year. And I remember you're like, Matthias, yeah, you're out of here, bro. And I've changed. I've changed, Jake.
What did you say? What did you say? I'm curious.
Oh man, I forget. I think it had to do with one of your inside, the guys that you work with and talking about the draft, that Jets. He used to be a Jets reporter, but he's an Eagles fan, or if he's not a Jets.
Nick Faria.
Yeah. I was an idiot, and I apologize, Nick. I'm sorry, brother. I was salty. I was in my feelings, but thank you so much, Jake, for everything. And I just want to show one thing right here. Get ready, baby. Look at this.
Oh, let's go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Brunson jersey. I love it.
I have to. So, thank you so much, Jake. Thank you, everybody out there, for this community. Let's go, Jets. Let's get it, baby. Thank you.
Matthias, thank you, man. See, the Shadow Realm can heal people. Love it. Hopefully Gary comes back from the hole a better man. That's tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say thank you to a very special man. We can't thank him enough. Folks, the man's name is Mike. Mike D's Nuts.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
I didn't know what that was going to be. I just trusted Gator. He sent me a text. He goes, hey, I made something for Mike D's Nuts. That was great. I love it. You know what? I'll play it every time Mike D's Nuts and give someone a membership. Mike, anytime you get the membership, we'll play that cut. Good God. That was tremendous. Oh, my God. One more time.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Oh, it's funny. All right. That's amazing. Mike D's Nuts is laughing. He wrote, that's epic. I love it. Oh, what a show. Three Siblings says, y'all are still going. Yeah. What I do 2 hours earlier today, another 90 minutes here. I don't care if it's May. The show doesn't stop. Leedy, thank God we have at least one female in the audience who's tuned in. Leedy says, I'm peeing my pants. Love it. Sometimes I worry if it's just too much just guy talk, but it's just all around just funny talk. That's what the show is. Shout out to Leedy. She's one of the best. Sorry about your Rangers, Leedy. They'll win game 2, though. I think it's going 7. All right. I think we're actually done here. What a program. What a time. Oh, all right. Thanks to everyone for their support. Once again, thanks to Mike D's Nuts for gifting 120 memberships. Just insane. On that note, that will do it for me. Hit the like button. We will be back tomorrow. I'll probably have at least one show in the morning, potentially another one in the afternoon. Once again, reminder to join the Patreon, get in our Discord, be a part of this community because it is an epic, as you guys can clearly see, an absolutely epic community. That's going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. I will be back, and I will talk to you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets. You guys know when the Lane train calls in, this show could go anywhere, so buckle up. What's up, Lane Kerner?
Zach Wilson is not going to come back. Why don't you think he's going to sign still with the Jets? Is it because he's not good?
He stinks!
Oh, stinks?
Hold on. Show's not over yet. Omar has gifted another membership at the buzzer. Coochie, you better thank Omar for your membership. Wow. At the buzzer, 132 new members in a single show. Let's freaking go. Omar at the buzzer. All right. What else should I play to end the show? I was going to play the Lane Train one, but we'll play something a little different now. Let's go with, I know what we should play. We should play this. I think in classic Charles Gorman fashion, I saw a comment from Charles that said, "Who is Knoble?" As we played a full video explaining exactly who Knoble is. So, Charles, I go to you next. Do you still not know who Knoble is?
I think Lane Train's an idiot. I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
What do you mean he's an idiot?
He's making stuff up. Who's Knoble? I looked him up on the internet and he's not there.
He is. He went to college.
Guys, stop it. Seriously, I know the bullshit coming out of your mouth. It's bullshit.
Charles, I don't like your tone.
Here,
Charles.
how do you spell Knoble?
Charles, I don't need to dignify your nonsense. See you later. Get out of here. How do you spell Knoble? Doesn't matter how to spell Knoble. All that matters is he's one of the great prospects we've ever seen.
On the 2022 draft pick, the pick goes to Knoble out of college.
More of your calls right now. Let's go to Jake Klein. What's up, Jake?
Well, actually, first off, for 1 second, who's Knoble?
No, he's a phenomenal prospect for the New York Jets.
I tried Googling. It said like amusement park things. I was like, I don't know.
No, he played at college.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll Google it another time, but
see you later. Jake, thanks for the time. Charles writes in, enough with the chicken soup talk. I'm pissed because of the stupidity this show has succumbed to. Hello, Charles.
Enough with the stupidity. I understand this Lane Train guy may be a nice guy, but does he even know what he's talking about? I've been looking this Knoble guy nonstop. Here, I'll share my screen with you. I know you're laughing, Jake.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
Knoble.
Type in Knoble out of college. It comes right up. It's like the first search. Type it in.
I am out of college. There's no such thing as him.
You believe everything you see on the internet? You're telling me your Google is accurate right now?
Yes, it is accurate.
How is it possible, Charles, if Knoble's not real, that Gator was able to put together an entire draft profile?
Knoble, FP football player from college. He is 5'7", 109.8 LBS, prospect grade 0.0, production score 69, and an athletic score of 007. He's very good, gets flag penalties, but he's very, very good, and I'm very good at this, taking football players.
You're defending Lane Train. That's what you're doing.
He played for the Rhinos. You just saw it.
Jake, if you want to lose a subscriber, stop right now.
Charles, I will take Lane Train over anybody. So if you're going to unsubscribe to my channel over Lane Train, then you know what? You got to do what you got to do.
Stop defending Lane Train.
Charles.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, Jake. How about stop lying to yourself, stop lying to these people, and actually say the truth? I'm on your Discord, and one guy called Frankie Castle agrees with me.
Charles, I'll just keep playing Lane Train Sounders if you keep slandering the man.
I'm not slandering the man. I'm telling him. But you know what? I'm not in the mood right now. Goodbye.
Charles, thank you for the time. Well, people, are you Team Lane or Team Charles? I'm glad this guy called in because he was slandered earlier, and I will not stand for this.
Hi, how are you? Bruce. Oh, that's good.
The Lane Train. What's up, Lane Kerner?
How are you? Great. The 2 for this draft coming up, who do you take going into the 10th round for the draft? Do you take Brian, or do you want to take there's a lot of different players. Who do you think?
Who's Brian?
Yeah, the guy that they he drafted. Brian, what's his last name? Brian, you know?
What's Brian's last name? Do you know?
I forgot. There's a lot of other ideas. So who do you see going to the Jets in the 10th round, in the first round?
I really want them to take Knoble, and you brought him up a couple times.
Yeah, I know. But what happens if they don't get him? Then what do? Do you go? Do you maybe go after somebody else? I don't think we need anybody else. I mean, I think that, you're going to work around the whole team going into next year.
Great point. Lane, thank you for the call. I hope you had a good Sunday.
You too. Bye. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Charles's head is spinning after that call. Chugga, 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 choo, choo.